What's up, gamers? Today we're going to be making a zombie AI system for your zombie AI game. I am Creative Frame 4865 and I am Osama Bin Laden Jr. Let's get into it.
My voice has been tweaking, bro.
Is your
Let's get into it. So, gamers, here we are in our laboratory, and today we're going to be, as I said earlier, we are going to be making this Grand Sandwich Ham Sandwich AI zombie system. So, first off, we're going to need our zombie. Today I'm going to be using this piece of ham. We're going to need 2 so we can represent that we're not using integer variables. So, let's get out our maker pens. If you don't know how to pull out your maker pen, open your watch, go to your home, and hit backpack. Now once you're in your backpack, go to tools right here and use your maker pen. If you don't know how to pull it behind your back like I can, make sure you favorite your maker pen. It's right under the use button. Let's get into it. So everybody, here we are in our laboratory. I have my 2 hams right here. These are Rec Room props though, which means these already can modify with circuits, but you may be using, that's a bit too big there. You may be using what's called a Rec Room object. To make sure you're using your Rec Room object can be done in this tutorial and be added with tags, configure your Rec Room object. Since you're configuring your Rec Room object, we have this. This is your configure menu that allows you to go through all your object settings. If you're making a game like The Walking Bean, make sure you have your object on physical. Now, I'm not going to be using this Rec Room object, but this is for demonstration. Go down to the very bottom where it says can modify with circuits. Turn that on. Once that is on, your object is ready to go. Now, let's get into circuits.
Let me turn off the sound so it's just like a stream of ham.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to put you in my perspective of view here just so it's easier for me. And today we're actually going to be taking the video a bit more seriously now. Just like, I think they're out of frame. Yeah. Okay. Now everybody, welcome to my point of view. Let's get out our maker pens so we can start doing circuits. Alright, so configure your objects and make sure they have a tag. Mine is going to be E. You can make yours whatever you want, monster, whatever. Make sure both of them have the tag. I think I'm going brain special. Oh my god. Okay, so now we're gonna get into circuits. So, we're gonna do here, if you have like 65 per se zombies or anything more, it's gonna be pretty rough for you trying to help all these, okay? So here's what's gonna happen. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get a 4 each chip. Now, this may not work depending on how many you have. If you have at least 200, you're gonna need a random from list. I'll go over that after this. But if you have at least maybe less than 30, you're probably fine. I'll go over how to use more later in the video. So what we're gonna need is a 4 each chip right there, and a Rec Room object get all with tags. If I can find that. This chip right here. Gonna put this right here. I'm gonna use our tag that all our zombies have, basically. So that. Now what we're gonna need to do, we're gonna need an add tag. This is add tag. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this. We're gonna put this right here to here and give it the tag of basically HP whatever. But just to make it simpler for you, go ahead and get a string format. Set the format to HP, special bracket, 0, special bracket, and special bracket. Then down here where it says value, you're going to put whatever you want the health to be. I'm going to put mine as 20, just for an example. So now they're going to have the tag HP20. Now, it should be clear, you don't need HP. HP doesn't matter, you can change it to V or whatever you want, as long as it has a number in it. But anyway, what we're going to do, just to be more precise, since this is happening, basically, I'm going to get an if. Okay, we need an if chip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an event receiver. Do not configure that event receiver to update 30 Hz. I'll do that right now. And we're going to need a int variable, or an integer variable. Now what we're going to need is a time get universal seconds. Sorry, one of my friends is on. Wire that up to there, and the event receiver up to here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have another event receiver, but this isn't going to be 30 Hz. We're going to scroll down to the bottom, int variable changed. This is a update 1 second chip. This means every second it'll be checking this if. Now, set this if to true to make sure your game is on. What am I on about? Sorry. Tongue twister. This means the game is on. This means the game is off. We're going to need that a lot, so over here I'm going to get a reroute chip. And this is going to be a boolean. And we're going to wire it to this if. So now whenever this is true, the output will be true, and you can wire this to multiple places. Now, when this equals else, we're going to do this. Wire up to that for each. Now, if you check and configure your object, they will have the tag HP20. Okay, now what we're going to do is, this is just so they can get their tag. Method number 1, uno, I'll go over the next method at the end. Now what we're going to need to do is the actual health system. So what we're going to do is we're going to get tags, the chip called get tags. We're going to get the tags of an object which we'll wire later. Next, we're going to get a for each, so I recommend just cloning this one right here, putting it right here, and connecting this up. Now, we're going to get a string contains. Right here. Going to wire this to right here. The item to right here, which is a sequence. A sequence is going to be HP, as always. So if it contains the sequence HP, then this will be true. Get an if chip.
Oh shoot!
What?
I blew myself up.
My god! Oh my god!
It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like.
Oh
It looks like.
my god!
Go back to your stinky little tutorial. I'm getting work done.
Okay. As I was saying, we're going to wire this string contains to here and an if chip, which I just cloned this one. This if chip is going to be wired to this output, which is the result on the string contains. So this would be our condition. we don't need to get too much into that. But if equals, then we're going to need a string replace. That's what I'm going to use because I'm too lazy to do anything else. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get a reroute chip again. Okay, I don't want to retype HP a whole bunch of times because we're going to need to. Okay. We're going to need to wire this to say HP. It'll be the exact same result as always. Now, the pattern HP from this output right here and the replacement, keep it the same. We just don't want it to be anything. It's fine. Now what we're going to do is the result a parse int. So we're going to need an if value. This if value is going to be wired to this parse success, and this is going to be this string. The result will be then, and else will be 0. Now what we're going to need is a subtract chip. We're going to subtract this by our second value. This will be our leftover health, and we're going to need a add tag again. So once we've done that, what we're going to need to do is get, I'm pretty sure, a string format. We're also going to need a chip called toString. Sorry, I'm in the ground. Just need a toString. Now we wire this toString to be this difference, and this is going to be down here. So this will be what we get for our tag. This is going to be our object, as we're talking about later. We're also going to need to be getting a remove tag. A remove tag. Put it right here. Wire this up to be what is found right here. This remove tag is going to run before the add tag. We'll get into this later, but what we're going to need to do is another if. I know, a lot of ifs. We're also going to need a has tag. Or, I think we should, let's just use a has tag. So this has tag is going to be HP 0. This means your object is dead. So if your object is dead, this will not run at all, and you can't kill them. Else, we will run this and start doing damage. We're also going to need another if value, because there will be a problem here. Right now, as of right now, what we're doing, right now, we're subtracting this, any of this, to it, and it's going to keep adding the tag. What we want to do is that whenever this is subtracting this value by this, it could go into the negatives and potentially give it a negative tag, which will be less than HP 0, and everything's going to tweak out. So what you're going to do is this subtract. And we're going to need another check. What? Did I say? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Less than or equal to. So this is going to be on this if value and this parse int. If the result is equal to 0 or less than 0, this will be true. If then, all we want to do is subtract this parse, else we're going to subtract our damage. Now that everything is done over here, we should be able to get our object. So this is all of the damage system, basically. So if I were to get my object, it would kill it. But right now, we have no input to tell it if somebody is killed. So what we're going to need to do is get a event definition. This is going to be our custom event. This event definition is going to have 2 extra properties. First one is going to be an integer, and it's going to be named damage. Add that property. We're also going to need a object. Name that object. You can name it whatever you want, it doesn't matter. And to make it a Rec Room object. Now I'm going to rename my event definition to be damage. Damage. Let's take a little break for a minute and talk about today's sponsor. Now that we are back from today's sponsor, let's get back into the tutorial. Get a event sender, and we're going to send the event of damage. This will be sent locally, and the object is going to be one of these. So in order to have it correctly damaged, we're going to need get a has tag. This is where that tag for your object, like mine, E, is going to play in handy. So if your object has a tag and it's your tag minus E, so I'm going to put it E. If your object has the tag E, I'm just going to get a collision data get object. This is just a placeholder. You will need one if you're using projectile launchers. This is just my placeholder object. If that goes through, if your object has the tag, your tag, whatever, then it will say true. You go through and you do your damage. I'm going to say this is going to be 1 tapping, so I'm going to send 20. Now we get an event receiver. See event receiver. You could probably just clone one from over there. Get an event receiver and go down to your very bottom. Hit your event name. Mine is damage, so I'm going to use damage. This is going to be our else value on our if value. Okay, this object is going to be this, and this. Okay, that's all we need there, and this will be for each. Okay, now let's do one last wire. If this string contains, then check this if, and everything should go as planned. So wire this to the object. This is our whole damaging system. That's basically it. Boom, bang, bang, shada bang, bada boom, pow. Okay, also, we do not want this to happen while the game is currently in progress. That's just a simple, another if chip wired to this reroute chip. If it equals then we can go through with it. Now, let's make a simple weapon. I'm going to make a simple weapon. It's going to be a trigger handle. Okay. And it's going to be a projectile launcher. Okay. Now, wire your projectile launcher up. I'm just going to make this basic weapon. Okay, I'm going to cut through the rest of this just so you guys don't have to go through this. Okay, everybody, welcome back. I just copied this little circuit over here. I just copied it if you don't know how to copy. You just select all these, hit options, just hit copy. It'll appear in your maker pen. If it doesn't, just do it again until that happens. Now, inside your projectile launcher, you're going to edit it just to get inside of it, and you're going to spawn that up in here. And I'll line this up. I'm going to get event receiver. You're going to need event receiver. Place it right here. And use configure the event receiver. You're going to see a lot more options. Hit projectile, hit Rec Room object. Now what we're going to do is use the projectile collision data on this to be collision data get object, and then just wire this to this. This will go through with everything, and bada bing bada boom, this is my weapon. Okay, now that that's all done with, That's basically it. This is my damage system. So now, if I turn my game on, I want to get a little notification here. Give myself a little notification. It's going to be a sound. I'm just going to skip past this. Okay, everybody, now that we have this done, we could play this. This SFX should play, and it should take damage and have the tag HP 0. The game is off. My bad. The game is now on, and it should make a sound whenever I shoot it. Whoa. Oh. My bad. Oh, alright guys, I missed a step. We need a remove tag. Up here with this, wire it to the end of here, make sure this is a target right here with the tag HP 0 or whatever you put it as. Now that that's done, set this to true, and it should play a sound because I already shot some before. Full bunch of scenes, just so I focus. Just it should play a sound. Now if we configure this one, he has the tag HP 0, and if I shoot him again, it doesn't make the sound. If I shoot this guy, before we do, he has full health. Now he has nothing. Boom, bada bang, bada boom. If I turn the game off, then they should have the tags HP 20. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Now that that's done, don't need this anymore. That will be in our weapons. Bada bing, bada boom. We have an AI health system for your zombie game. So now that that's done, everybody, you might be wondering, there's going to be something that you're going to need to know. If they have AI, which a lot of them will, and they're moving, what you need to do is this simple trick right here. So make sure that, since you probably are AI, so I'm pretty sure you're good at circuits, make sure they have the tag. They don't have the tag HP 0. Make sure that's checking every time you're getting an event for them to move. You should be fine. And once they're done moving, once it tries to ask them, they can move, you can move. They have the tag. No, they cannot move. They should not be able to move, they cannot move. So if this is else, which means they do not have the tag HP 0, aka they're not dead, else do that. This could be wired. Else is wired to move. Otherwise, you're fine. Anyway, yeah, bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Your AI system is done. Let's give you a quick look at all of the circuits. Okay, everybody, here you go. Here's all the circuits. If you want to copy them, you can. Let's get a little close up here so you have a little bit better view. There you go. You can copy all that. Hope you can see that. Oh, also, just to make you a little bit more, make it take up a little bit less net. Get a if player is local. Or you could use this should run. I'm gonna use an if is local, and actually I'm gonna use both. Okay, you could do this. It'll take up less. It'll hopefully take up less CPU or net. So you're gonna get Rec Room object get authority. Put that right there. Put this to be the target right here. Wire this to the should run wire it to is local wire it to right here. Now it should take up less net. And yeah, you could also do the same over here for this loop thing. And boom. Should take up less net for other players, so they have time. There we are, boom. Also, you shouldn't use this. You should use audio players that are unsynced. Anyway, there you go, everybody. That's my tutorial. Hope you guys have a good day. And let's do one last goodbye. Goodbye, gamers. We have to go now. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you all later. Have an amazing day. And this is Creative Crane 4865 signing out.